Hey my beautiful Taurus peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Am from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you guys with your July 2022 tarot reading. How are you guys? I hope you guys are well. Before we start out today's video, I just wanted to mention the Looking Inward candle is officially available. So if you guys want to check it out, it's in the first link in the description box down below. And if you guys actually want a chance to win one of these guys for free, there is a giveaway linked in the description as well. Feel free to check it out. Go ahead and enter and maybe you guys will possibly win. But without further ado, let's see what we got going on, baby. What do we got going on here for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus coming up through their July 2022. We're going to go ahead and see what's going on with you here in July. What kind of overall energies do we have showing up here for the zodiac sign of Taurus? Let's go ahead and begin. Having a look here at the first card out for you, we do have here the Devil. Now, with the Devil energy, you could be connecting with a Capricorn here potentially. Devil card usually represents there could be some sort of bond here between you and somebody. There also could be an unhealthy bond between potentially you or a person, place, or thing. It could be literally anything, right? Now, with the Devil card showing up here as well, it does represent stagnancy or periods of feeling stuck. Some of you guys might feel like you're stuck in negative situations. Some of you guys may feel like you're stuck or trapped in some unhealthy habit. There's something that's really hard to get away from here with the Devil card. Moving on to the next thing that we have for you, we do also have here the Temperance, which is Sagittarius energy. So this is about cleansing yourself. It's about being able to detach from the devil, which is what I feel like you're avidly working towards here coming into your month of July. And looking at the last card that we have for you, we do have here the Hierophant, which is the card that governs the zodiac sign of Taurus. So we got 3 major arcanas coming out, which is some pretty big energy for sure. So let's go ahead and discuss this reading. Now, with the Devil card here to the Temperance card, I definitely feel a strong urge to detach from something that you deem is negative or that you deem is having a really bad impact on your life. You do feel like something here is not positively influencing you, and I see that you want things to change. Now, with the Hierophant coming into play, you're recognizing, though, if I do want this to change, I have to commit to being the Temperance. I have to commit to making sure that I'm doing everything that I can to detach right now from whatever negative situation is occurring. So whether those of you guys are in any sort of really hard or really toxic situation with somebody romantically, whether you're a Taurus that's dealing with something that you feel is hard to get away from, maybe it's a certain type of habit, maybe you're trying to quit smoking this month, maybe you're a Taurian right now that feels like it's super hard to get away from really toxic family members, whatever the case may be. You know, you have to make sure that you're working on it on a daily basis in order to really truly detach. So you're realizing it's a bit of a challenge, but if I want this change, I have to 110% be willing to commit moving throughout this month. Now let's go ahead and have a look here and see what's going on in your surroundings, Taurus. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get some information on that. What do we got going on here in the surroundings for the zodiac signs of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout their July? First card out, we do got here the 4 Cups. Moving on to the next card, we also have here the Knight of Wands. And then looking at the last 2 final cards we have for your surroundings, we also have here a 5 of Pentacles, and we have here a 3 of Wands. So with this information showing up here for you, taking a look at your surroundings right now, 4 Cups here all the way to the Knight of Wands. I feel like you've been very distant from this Devil energy. You know, you've already been putting a gap, you've already been making a wedge right now to be as distant as you can from somebody that you're dealing with. Now with the Knight of Wands over here all the way to the 3 of Wands, it does feel to me though that you're wondering what comes next, or your environment per se is wondering when are you going to come back, because I'm feeling this energy, Taurus, of somebody who's not taking you seriously when you say that you're over it. Somebody here is not taking you seriously when you say, I'm leaving this energy behind, I'm going forward without you here with the 4 of Cups. So I feel like your environment doesn't take you seriously. You got here 3 of Wands, you got here 5 of Pentacles. They're like, oh, you may take some time away, Taurus, but I'm sure that you'll be back. So it does seem to me like whatever sort of devil-like energy you're connected with, whether it's a toxic partner, toxic family members, really harsh working situation, maybe even if it's a habit, you know, like smoking or something of that nature, you genuinely are looking at the situation, and the way that they are looking at you is, you'll be back. And you're like, no, I won't. And they're like, oh no, you will be back, Taurus. So someone here doesn't believe that you have the ability to move forward and doesn't believe that you're actually going to move forward. They're not taking you very seriously. Let's go ahead and have a look here and see how you're doing throughout this whole situation, how you're feeling about everything in July, and how you're doing personally. So how are my Taurians going to be doing during this entire period of time? We have here the Ace of Wands. I really feel like you are in that motivated energy and you're willing here to move forward right now. I don't think you're in a position to where you feel like you're going to revert back to this toxic type of energy. I think you're really inspired and motivated to move forward. You're really inspired and motivated to have something better. You know, we got here the star card as well. The star card is the card of alignment. It's also the card here of making sure that you're filling your cup, making sure that what you're doing is fulfilling for you. It could be even looked at as a card of healing yourself. And looking at the last two cards, we also have here the Chariot and we have here the Judgment card. It's like I really do need to give myself this chance and opportunity to move on forward, because I've been so back and forth with whatever this devil energy is for the longest of times. I can assure you this time truly is the last time. So Taurus, coming from your energy, you feel very stern about this. I don't think that you're in a position to where you want to look back, where you even feel slightly interested to look back. You genuinely mean that you're moving forward when you say those words. And someone here, as I've mentioned, is not taking you seriously. They're looking at it like, oh yeah, you're talking out of your butt, you're blowing smoke out your ass, you know, at the end of the day, you'll come back to me in a couple days. You know, you have somebody here who's not seeing the reality of the situation. Why does the person that Taurus is dealing with feel this way? Why do they believe that Taurus will kind of just come on back like nothing ever happened? And we have here the Seven of Wands, and we also have here the Seven of Cups. Wow, that's a really low type of energy too. Whoever this is you're dealing with is like, Taurus isn't going to find anything better. So you're connecting with somebody here who genuinely has a very big ego. I feel like the person you're dealing with is super ego-driven. They think very highly of themselves, even though the treatment that they bring to the table is not positive whatsoever. But it does seem to me like you're connecting with somebody who thinks incredibly highly of themselves, and because they do, they're like, Taurus over here isn't going to find anything better. They're not going to find anything else out there. They're going to come crawling back to me once they realize that there is no other opportunities for them to take. So you're dealing with a person here who genuinely believes that you're not going to find anything. And when you really think about that, it shows how they view you, you know? It shows that they don't have value in the manner that they're viewing you. It shows that they're not valuing you as a person if they don't even have the belief that you are valuable enough to connect with other types of individuals or to be around other types of people that are accepting and loving of who you are. And I'm very sorry for any Taurians that are going through this situation, because you're so fucking valuable, you know? You are going to find somebody so much better than this person who values the crap out of you and who loves the crap out of you unconditionally. You are really, really important, and I want you guys to know that. And if somebody over here doesn't see it, I'm glad you're walking out of that situation, because guess what? This is one of these things, Taurus, where this person may say these types of things, but the truth is that they need you way more than you need them, you know? Even if you're dealing with somebody here who's not showing that they value you, at the end of the day, without you, they feel like this, Five of Pentacles. They feel like they have nothing. And I also am getting the energy, too, of like the person that you're dealing with is incredibly afraid to be alone, which is interesting because you would think that if somebody was scared to be alone, they would be very overbearing, they would be extra loving, they would be the person that would do absolutely everything and anything they could to keep you around. But this person's mentality is kind of like, if I lower Taurian self-esteem, they'll always come back, you know? So you're connecting with somebody here who has a pretty interesting mindset, to say the least. Now, Taurian, as I mentioned for you, you guys are on the path of saying, I really got to go forward. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Peace. I got to go. I don't think you guys will be coming back anytime soon, and at all, to be quite honest, with many of you. Let's go ahead and have a look here and see if Taurus is feeling any type of way of like wanting to come back. Like, is Taurian feeling any type of willingness or reason to come back to this person or this situation? And we have here the Page of Pentacles, and we have here the Eight of Swords. It's not like the thought hasn't crossed your mind. I think that whatever you shared with this person, there were definitely good moments, there were definitely good times that you've had with them. But at the same time, when you really start to think about it, what you're acknowledging, Taurus, is, I deserve to be offering myself to somebody here who actually appreciates me and values me. Because you're going to have a lot of time to think about it here moving throughout the month of July, especially being without the devil. You know, you're going to be taking space from this individual, and having all this time away from this person is going to drastically change your energy. You're going to be feeling better without this person. You're going to be feeling more valid without this person. You're going to be feeling more valuable. You're going to be feeling better about yourself. Your self-esteem here is going to rise without this individual. And the more time that you have to think here moving throughout the month of July, the more you're realizing, why would I want to put myself back in that shitty situation? So maybe in the beginning, when you split from this person, you thought about maybe trying to make things work. But as time goes on and the more and more time you have without them, the better and better and better you are going to feel, to the point where you recognize, oh, hell no, that ain't worth it at all. All right, let's go ahead and have a look here and see what you guys can expect going forward throughout the rest of this month. What can my Taurians here expect, please, going forward throughout the rest of their July 2022? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Taking a look here at the first card, we do have here the Five of Swords. Moving on to the next one for you, we also do have here, we have quite a few actually, we have here the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and we have here the Tower. So taking a look at what you can expect going forward, we have here the Five of Swords, the Tower, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Well, here's one thing I would say. With the Five of Swords coming into play, I think that there's definitely a lot of anger that's going to start coming up for you when you realize how shitty this person's actually been treating you this entire time. The thing that sucks about devil-like connections is that we never really realize how tethered and chained and tied and bound we were to such a negative situation until we have the ability to gain space from it. I think a lot of times when people are in really toxic situations and they don't necessarily see it themselves, when they inevitably are broken away from that person, whether the person breaks up with them or whether you walk away personally, the time shows you how much better off you are without that person. So with the Five of Swords coming into play over here, I do feel like you're a little frustrated with yourself. It's like, I can't believe that I stood with this individual or that I stood in this situation for as long as I did. But at least I woke up here with the Tower, because the Tower card is a wake-up call. It is a wake-up moment. It's like, at least I finally realized how this individual was treating me and how they were behaving and how worthy and deserving I am of so much more. And now going forward with the Queen of Swords to the Ace of Cups, what you can expect moving throughout the rest of this month is I'm not going to put myself in any other situations going forward if they are not of my highest of good, and if they are not bringing forth unconditional love here with the Ace of Cups. So with the Queen of Swords, this is about putting up boundaries and making sure that your boundaries are going to be respected. I will never allow myself to be in another situation like this again. I want to be around people who are showing nothing more than unconditional love and that are showing me that they are going to treat me with the utmost respect. Point blank, period. So Taurian, your self-confidence here is definitely being regained moving into your month of July. And as I mentioned, it's all about the time. The more time you spend away from this person, the more time everything starts to click for you and you start to realize it, you know? And I totally don't blame any of you Taurians, and I don't want you to feel bad about yourself for being in a situation like this. You know, coming from me personally, I've been in situations before where it was not easy to see how toxic the person was and how they were treating me. But as soon as a breakup was involved, or as soon as we disconnected essentially, over time I started to see everything add up. All the red flags that I missed, all the behavior that I kind of brushed off, and really started to recognize how they were truly behaving towards me. And I was inside my head thinking that it was a totally different experience, but then I started to see the reality of the situation the more that I spent away from that specific individual. And that's what's that's what happens, right? So I don't want you to feel bad about yourselves, because you were in a position to where you wanted things to work. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with caring for a person, caring for a situation, caring for a job, caring for yourself. There's nothing wrong about that. But when you start to have that time away and you start to see the reality, it could be a situation that bothers you, it could hurt you, it can make you frustrated, but I don't want you to put yourselves down, because you didn't do anything wrong when all you wanted to do was to make something work and to have a good time and a good vibe, you know? So you had good intentions, and that's what counts. You know, that's what I'm trying to say here for you, Taurus. It's like you had good intentions, that's what counts, and you learned from this situation, and you're going to carry good energy going forward. It's like, listen, I'm going to pay a lot more close attention going forward to the people in my life and how they're treating me. I'm going to pay more attention closely to people's intentions. I'm going to pay more attention to the red flags that maybe I've brushed over in my past. I'm going to try to be more aware of them if I see them, right? So it's a bit of a learning experience, and as much as it sucks, it's good to be away from that devil energy, right? It's good to be detached from it. Now, as I've mentioned throughout this reading countless times, this doesn't have to just be about a romantic person. Some of you guys may be moving away from a toxic romantic person, but this very well likely could be about a job. Some of you Taurians could have been working in a very toxic work environment, and maybe your work environment was very good at manipulating you to thinking that you needed this job or that you needed to stay here. And then once you left, you recognized, I really didn't. I got so many other opportunities to take, So it could be about anything. It could be about a romantic lover, a friend, somebody in your family, your job, so on and so forth, okay? All right. Let's go ahead and look at your outcome here for your month, okay? What's going to be going on here for the outcome for Team Taurus, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus moving throughout their July 2022. What is going to be the overall outcome here for Taurus? And what do we have? We have here the Seven of Pentacles. It's time to plant new seeds. And the seeds that I focus on planting are going to be the seeds that grow and sprout and create a beautiful garden. Love that energy for you. Seven of Pentacles here is saying you're also going to be more patient going forward. When it comes towards getting to know people, you're going to take more time and put more time aside to make sure that the people you're investing in are good investments. Anytime I see the Seven of Pentacles in the tarot deck, it's all about time, it's all about investments, it's all about planting seeds. So what you're doing going forward is making sure that before I invest myself truly into anybody, I'd like to know who they are. I'd like to know their intentions. I'd like to know what they're about. And I want to make sure that I'm making a good investment. And if there are any seeds that I'm planting, I'm going to make sure they're seeds that grow a wonderful garden. Not a crappy crop, but a wonderful garden, You don't want to have any sort of seeds planted that grow one tiny little flower. You want to plant seeds that grow an entire garden that could feed your family for years to come, okay? So I do feel here like you're making good investments going forward. You're paying extra attention to how people truly are before you make those full investments. So Taurus, it's just like I'm being mindful of people and realizing that some people can suck. There are definitely good people out there in the world, but I want to make sure I know who the person is before they get the real me or all of me per se, right? So you're just going to be a little bit more stricter here when it comes towards connecting with new people and new situations, and you're going to pay very close attention. You're going to be very much showing your awareness to make sure you see what's going on at all times, all right? All right, Taurus, I'm really sorry for those of you that dealt with a situation like this. Like, that's really shitty. Going back to what I mentioned earlier about how, like, your person was viewing you, or how the situation was viewing you, it was viewing you as like, yeah, Taurus isn't going to find anything else better than me. Taurus isn't going to find anything anyways, because this individual didn't really value you. And that's what bugged me the most, because it's like they needed you way more than you needed them, because whomever this was that you were dealing with was very fearful of being alone. And now they're going to have that energy of being alone because they didn't take you seriously, and they're not taking you seriously here in July. But as silence continues to grow louder, they're going to really start to see that you weren't joking around. All right? So Taurus, at the end of the day, this person here I definitely feel is going to be in for a pretty rude awakening and a pretty serious wake-up call as well. All right, my bull gang. Love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. Super duper appreciated. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing. That would be awesome. And guys, if you want to enter the giveaway here for the Looking Inward candle, it's in the description below. If you guys would like to purchase one as well, it's in the description below. So feel free to check it out. Much love to you all, and have a fantastic rest of your July. Take care, guys. Peace.